Hey everybody, welcome to Visual Communication and Media. My name is Adam Rozeski. It's a pleasure to see each and every one of you. Welcome to the end of week one as we start getting closer and getting knocking out everything. So we talked about sensory responses and we also talked about the history of visual communication and how many mediums have been used over time. However, we also focused on sensory responses and the differences between color, balance, and also nonverbal communication. There's one last thing we didn't talk about this week, which was lines and how lines are super important because different lines communicate different feelings and how they're combined with colors really help communicate different response types. So let's talk about that a little bit more. Now, line is one of the most basic elements of visual communication. These direct the flow of content, divide space, and provide emphasis on a specific area. Each type of line represents a different kind of mood or sense. Now, let's talk about some different types of lines. Straight lines are very traditional. They give an impression of strictness and rigidity. A lot of companies like to use this to show organization and reliability. It helps to enhance trust and consistency. That's really the purpose. Now, curved lines also show trust, but in a different way. They show playfulness and grace. They allow the viewer to feel at ease a lot of times. So unlike consistency purposes, curved lines allow it to show a little bit more fun and security in that way, where they can feel a little bit less relaxed. Relaxed a little more. Now, diagonal lines, super pleasing to the eye. We love them because they help direct the viewer's content. We tend to see diagonal lines tied to show where we can make the user look in certain directions. And that's pretty important. They're used to also promote very exciting events. However, much like this image I have right here, if you stack the diagonal lines a little bit closer to each other, it starts creating tension on the eye. So you got to be careful how you use them in more ways. Now, thick dark lines, they're a little different. They're meant for boldness and confidence. They're meant to cause strength and really to show people that this is something that you need to know about. This is something that is big and meant to be successful. We have to consider that element. If not, then it's just another... they're just big lines for no reason. We always use the thick lines, and you tend to see them like in movie posters, event posters, anything that's meant to showcase something awesome and confident. Now, the last two that I'm going to show y'all is a little bit different. There's thin light lines. These are meant for delicacy and gentleness, meant for organized but not overbearing looks. We tend to see these a lot with like anything that deals with an artistic expression. Clothing lines are really huge by using thin light lines. Because they're helped to highlight the artistic element from it. And then finally, we have group lines. Group lines are meant for exploration. They're meant to show data easily. They're grouped in a specific way to highlight that this is trustworthy because we're showing y'all facts, and they show research. Other than that, I wanted to show y'all some different types of lines. Please go into detail with it a little bit more. Try to find some examples for your assignment this week. That'll really help back up your answers. Other than that, you got both your initial post and your reply post for your discussions due tonight. Then you have your live lectures and your written assignment due tomorrow. Please keep in mind, if your live lecture is not turned in by the end of the night tomorrow night, it is an automatic 0 since it's tied to your attendance. Other than that, that's all I got. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Enjoy the holiday on Monday. I'll see everybody on Monday as well for a lecture at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. I'll see everybody then. All right, thanks everybody. Take it easy. Bye-bye.